Hello and welcome to the Citi Newsroom from our studios at number 5 Ola Hansen Lane at Tesano. My name is Michael Ogbodu. Coming up, Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia takes a swipe at former President Mahama, challenging him to name one social intervention program undertaken during his tenure.
One transformational policy.
Chief of Kojobo in the Pru East District of the Bunu region calls for the eviction of nomads destroying farmlands in the area.
Cattle destroying the foodstuff of farmers on our land. We have called the Fulani chief, spoken to him, we brought letters from our lawyer, Lawyer Bribuahi, warned him, and they are not taking it serious.
Ghana Water Company Limited to go hard on individual consumers to retrieve over 800 million Ghana cedis currently in arrears as of January 2023.
Government is only 10%. Government is paying. And then the operators are saying, the business people are saying the unfavorable economic conditions. But we are all operating in it. We all suffer the exchange rate depreciations, exchange rate changes.
And later, NDC to hear appeals from disqualified parliamentary aspirants from next week.
I have unfortunately, in a way that has been so unfair, been disqualified by the vetting committee. The vetting committee has shown its bias.
Thank you for tuning in. Let's bring you our first story now, as the New Patriotic Party, NPP, says it remains confident that whoever represents the party as its flag bearer in 2024 will defeat former President John Dramani Mahama, who is likely to become the National Democratic Congress, NDC's flag bearer. According to the NPP, they have what it takes to turn around the ailing economy by 2024. There's more in this report by Neoni Amate Kanaku.
Hundreds of party supporters of the New The large gathering, clothed in party colors with placards with inscriptions such as "We are breaking the 8, one district, one factory," NPP, Yewonkaye, among others, chanted their slogans amidst dancing and drumming. Addressing party faithfuls after the walk, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, who indicated that breaking the 8 is possible, touted the achievements of the NPP.
Digital address system, dream there is negative, it's impossibility. It is possible. It is possible. Digital address, no. Drones, almost drones, no, nipa photo, bathroom, no. And yes, I know the mind of negativity, of impossibility. Drones, no, yadiaba say I'm famba. And then Ghana, the whole world, we are seeing now Ghana in an LED in the form of drone supply of medicines. The whole world. Yes, I see before America, almost see,
Dr. Bawumia, who took a swipe at former President Mahama, challenged him to list relevant achievements under his tenure.
But MPP dear, digital card, mobile money interoperability, digital address, free SHS, free TVET, one constituency, one ambulance, Zongo Development Fund, one district, one factory. There is so much, but NDC for one transformational policy. Just one.
Minister of Agric and MP for Abetifi, Brian Achampon, who took his turn on the stage, called on Ghanaians to have faith in the NPP, indicating that the alternative is scary.
The party
Torenchem kakraba 2 year kwaimu. Ukraine, Russia, war, COVID. Am I into your day? I call from. Am I opposition? Who is silent to know? Am I one day a day? I call through. And saying, the son is saying, possible to know. A Biden should say, dollar every 17, about 10. Petrol every 17, about 9. And never in there come from economy. It is possible. It is possible. It is possible. And I know my dream say, time will not near my work from no. Time no near better about. I mean, check for my boy. Chasing region boy. Every June, July this year. I am a 4 about the soya singing. Yeah, 2 years.
On his part, the General Secretary of the party, Justin Frimpong Kodia, called on all supporters of various aspirants to desist from campaign of insult, support whoever is chosen to lead the party in 2024, and concentrate on the goal of breaking the 8.
And also scary, and also empty, and also hopeless. Tiesremo, yena yeshahano yebusuya bakope. Omuba bejina kensie no omunyina ye this year. General Secretary makam si bejina finfin. Obi ebe ni bia no ye beto no ye to no so Ghana fo beto. Timesemo bejima no si no. Obi a ota na chi bia ye campaign mano na mum kasa twitire ni adidi atam de mamum ye fambam. And the atam enye people suman. Ebe say ye wi a ye be no. Yeah, yeah, Kunim, yeah, Batanachi, they are doing Kunim 2024.
Now, commercial taxi drivers flying in Koko to Atibie in Priso, Oboming, Nkwetiatafo, and those operating in the Kwewo Enclave have all adjusted their fares in this festive season. According to the drivers, their decision to increase fares is to make up for the long hours they spend in traffic. Citi News' Nia Mate Kanaku has more from Kwewo.
Easter festivities in Kwewo presents a very good opportunity for drivers, traders, food sellers, and other vendors to cash in. Drivers here take advantage of this opportunity as they become very busy transporting revelers and merrymakers to and fro. Drivers flying Koko up the mountain to Mpraiso are now charging passengers 15 Ghana cedis, which on a normal day used to be 10 Ghana cedis for the same trip. According to the drivers, the collective decision to increase transportation fares is just to help break even due to the long hours they would have to spend in traffic and as a result of both human and vehicular traffic in town. The annual Kwewo Easter Festival, which has brought thousands of people, including tourists, from the diaspora to Kwewo, is normally characterized by prolonged gridlock. Interacting with Citi News, the taxi drivers explained the rationale behind the increment.
A bit slow, but Susu say Ebia, Enquanim Kakrano, Ebequanim, Ama Yansu, a driver for Hayansu, and Water Kakra. Fairly dear, 10 cities. Name of Mesa traffic a bit Dimuachana Dinti. I just see a Hukakra at 5 cities are one. Ama say beya yenso fuel consumption say na beya yenso so betimi balance amaye enti ano de enya mmra mumum nanso yakase agi 10 cities na ye ho be chi ye pa the traffic no wo betimi di traffic in better hours ansa na waba bibi oman no de mu ayedin 4 years back na mu ayedin ana corona nso baaye Easter come den krofo enti oni akoso obi se woni bi e wo se oba enti mi ogidie se ombeba. If you say, so Ukasi, baby, I had, and I started Guadegu. Yes, young Pese Begunti. I had so, Yababa, Yabaya, I was a Yabiara.
Ebuana, Obekolodu, as a how Beban, bet me the traffic in 2 hours, and not 3 hours. That's the woman do it. As a Casoji number fair now, Oboka, and until they do one, you did count on. A patron high. because they say okwa petition ba akra na ya tutu ene condom nyina ya tutu tinendie no shaking ene yanum for no so aba omusu so tutu yeso etutu.
For roadside food vendors, they are hoping to get new customers and make great sales.
I say I did see a go for better or chronic. I'm no I can say a money in a higher the bar. Miss Petty, any Panama bundle do have a share that they were uno a fashion at Siena. I can see a power.
Some revelers and tourists who are visiting Kwu for the very first time have been sharing their experiences and expectations with Citi News.
It's my first time of being here, so I think it has been a wonderful journey from Accra to Peru as at now. I think I'm loving what I'm seeing as at now.
First time from Germany all the way to become my Champion Hotel. I want to see it with my rear eye. Present me who many so my first time in life. My first time. Yeah.
Now, the chief of Kojo-Bofo community in the Pro East district of the Bunu East region, Nana Dr. Ejare Bofo IV, is calling on nomads who are destroying farms with their cattle in the area to leave the vicinity or they will take action against them. Nana Dr. Ejare Bofo IV noted that an engagement with the chief of the nomads to ensure that their cattle do not destroy farms and foodstuffs has not yielded any positive outcome. Citi News' Michael Ogbodu reports.
Kojo-Bofo, located in the Pro East district of the Bunu East region, is a major farming hub in the district. The farmers in the area grow maize, cassava, yam, groundnut, among others. However, for some time now, the activities of some nomads whose cattle are destroying farms in the area has become a major concern for the traditional leaders. They are therefore calling on these nomads to move away from the area. According to the chief of Kojo-Bofo, Nana Dr. Ejare Bofo IV, several calls made to the chief of the nomads to ensure they are driven away from the area have not yielded any results.
Our main point is that Fulani herdsmen are disturbing the farmers on Kojo-Bofo land. There is no week we will not get a complaint about farmers, cattle destroying the foodstuff of farmers on our land. We have called the Fulani chief, spoken to him, we've brought letters from our lawyer Brigwahi, warned him, and they are not taking it serious. We are aware that incidents of this nature have happened in Afram Plains, Ejura, and Agogo. We are law-abiding and we do not want to take the law into our hands. So we want to advise Fulani chief, his elders, and the herdsmen to take this advice seriously. If they want what happened in Agogo and other places to happen here, we wouldn't mind at all doing it. So we're advising them to keep away from our land and allow our farmers to do their farming.
Some of the affected farmers also spoke to the news team.
Semenu kase omumba me nkase yebema ose na sene akoba no ama yeni abre ngira hoi ende mafu ogu kwambe so na mefa so ahwe mere ne memba no mabusia nti ndie Nana Dr. Ejare Bofo e ka no ye foa no so ye hia freni fo wo ya asase so biem
po mi puna mpo ma mponi nyina mi da beto Nana Ejare Bofo ani mo frefreni fo mo ba ya mo yankwa hwe kura mo obi anko no almost a child member, basically, and now you almost have my first thing in a moment. Say, let me do it. You come there, why? Best 3 years in it. You come there, that you are assassin, so anything for.
Or Babesi, what is Sammy say? Me drum Mako, drum bro. Friendly for me, a smile, ye nankie. almost one and train no affordable rent some and morning na Nyamani now a movie. Yes, I can't so cry. No one would DH, Epe Yaborie. Nti se nana eka no ye fo no so pa ye pefle ni fo bia e wo ya sase no so ye yia wo mo.
Efforts to get the district chief executive for PRU is Alhaji Abdullahi Adams and the chief of the Nomads to speak on the issue were unsuccessful.
The Ghana Water Company Limited wants private water consumers to pay monies owed the company. According to the Deputy Managing Director in charge of Operations and Special Duties, Engineer Peter De Vere, private consumers owe 90% of monies the company is hoping to retrieve from its debtors. There's more in the following report.
The Ghana Water Company Limited began a national revenue mobilization exercise to recover all arrears due by customers. The company is out to collect about 800 million Ghana cedis in debt as of January 2023, up from 684 million Ghana cedis debt that stood on the company's books as of January 2022. The Public Utilities and Regulatory Commission, PURC, increased the average end-user tariff for water by 22%, increasing the debt situation to 800 million Ghana cedis. Deputy Managing Director in charge of Operations and Special Duty, Engineer Peter De Vere, says out of the 800 million Ghana cedis, the government owes 10%, while private consumers owe 90%.
Afford 120%. So through the negotiations, they brought us down to 21.5%, which is about 22. So what it means is what we collect is what we use to operate. When PRC is setting tariffs, they don't put any margin of profit on it. So what we collect is what we use. If we're not able to collect, then we are in a difficulty. So PRC gave us 22%. And out of that, some major consumers, private consumers, have even refused to pay the 22%. And so we, from January 2022, the arrears situation was 684 million. Then September, when PRC granted us the 22%, the arrears has roomed to 800 million. So as we speak now, the arrears is 800 million. And out of that, 90% are private consumers. Government is only 10%. Government is paying. And then the operators are saying, the business people are saying the unfavorable economic conditions. But we are all operating in it. We all suffer the exchange rate depreciations, exchange rate changes.
Engineer Peter De Vere further stressed that non-payment of the debt is having a toll on the smooth running of the Ghana Water Company Limited. He says consumers in Tamil loan owe the company a total of 140 million Ghana cedis out of about 800 million Ghana cedis owed by customers across the country.
So the challenge is, if you do not pay, then you are using the water to do your business. How then do we run our business also? We import chemicals, and the challenges that we're having with the pollution from Galamsey is also telling on us. If we are not very careful, the arrears will choke the life out of Ghana Water Company. And Ghana cannot exist without Ghana Water Company. So what do we have to do? We have to sit up and move to the houses and the industries and tell those who are using our water to do business that no, it is time for you to pay. Others are paying, and others who are doing serious business with the water have refused to pay. Tema alone, that's why we have most of the industries you are owing 140 million out of the lot. Accra, Tema put together is owing 60% of the arrears, and the other regions are sharing the 40%. Government is paying. So why would the businessman take our water to do his business, get his profit, and refuse to pay? Businessmen are complaining of challenging economic conditions, but they increase their prices at will. We do not have the power to increase the tariffs unless PRC. We go argue before PRC gives us. Can you imagine we ask for 120 and PRC gives us 22? Even 22%, businessmen are complaining they cannot. So it is time for us to sit up, because we cannot sit and wait for private people to take the life out of Ghana Water Company Limited.
You're still watching the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV, still to come. NDC to hear appeals from disqualified parliamentary aspirants from next week. We'll bring you the details shortly. Please stay with us.
Creamy Plus is a fully skimmed evaporated milk. Creamy Plus is available in a shop near you.
This message has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
I don't know which one is the password. I don't know to stick on. Me pen the POS machine. Hello. Baby, tonight dinner at 7. Bye.
The winning numbers are 10, 12.
Sorry. I won.
Joy.
Your lottery experience just got better with the new NLA Instant Payment. Play on the NLA machine, and if you win up to 1,200 Ghana cedis, you will be paid instantly without any stress via short code *389*1000#. Payments above 1,200 Ghana cedis can be redeemed at the newly established payment centers.
Hey!
NLA Instant Payment and now a paying grind.
Wait, guys, bring more.
NLA Development through Games.
Yeah, welcome back to the Citi Newsroom. Let's bring you more stories now. And Senior Economic Analyst with the Natural Resource Governance Institute, Dr. Alex Mpabing, has indicated that government risk legal suits from international businesses operating in the country with the implementation of the Growth and Sustainability Levy. He argues that the enforcement of the levy is likely to contravene already existing contracts with such entities and could be detrimental for the country. This report has the rest of the story. The government introduced the Growth and Sustainability Levy and some other tax bills as a means to generate revenue for the economic growth and fiscal stability of the country. The aim is to mitigate the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine conflict, both of which the government insists have caused global crisis, currency depreciation, and adverse effects on living conditions and inflation rates. The levy will be imposed on companies and institutions' profits before tax, and for mining, upstream oil and gas companies, it will be imposed on production at the end of each quarter. The estimated revenue target for the levy in 2023 is approximately 2.216 billion Ghana cedis. Companies will be taxed between 2.5 and 5%, while others, depending on their sectors, will be taxed 1% of gross profit. The local industry was very concerned with the proposal of the bill.
That's a high cost on us. That's a high cost because we are barely coming out, surviving from last year that we are now getting a new tax. Knowing that we have also, so I mentioned the RFO, we have also lost some benefit, or I would say some kind of subsidy on duty payments. Now we are fully paying it, and then this new levy coming out. I mean, the industry are suffocating. There will be a limit at how much we can no longer bear an extra taxes, and I think that new levy is really not what we can support. I mean, we cannot support it because we are barely surviving now. So any extra tax is on what? On our losses? And then how can we run the business? How can we ensure employment? Because we should also weigh the pro and cons. As much as they are trying to generate revenue, then they should look at employment.
It's not just industries that were opposed to the passage of the bill. The Ghana Union of Traders Associations, GUTA, among others, kicked against all three bills, arguing that it would increase the cost of doing business. Yet, despite the stiff opposition, Parliament approved the bills and President Akufo-Addo is expected to sign it into law soon. However, there appears to be some legal consequences to this move by the government, particularly with some international businesses in the country.
An aspect of which I read somewhere states that it disregards any existing stability clause. And I hope you find a way to correct it, because the stability clause is a legal binding document between the government of Ghana and the oil companies or the mining companies. And here, maybe I'm not a lawyer, so I think you need our legal brothers to come in about when you sign a stability clause to say you are going to be exempted for a certain period on any fiscal regime changes that come up, including any new taxes. Now you introduce this particular levy and saying it's going to disregard existing existing stability agreement. Then probably I can see most of our courts getting flooded with litigations, because if indeed those stability clauses exist and their intention was to protect them against any new fiscal regime, then it will be difficult for us as a country and our government to win cases against the multinational.
What options then are available to the government as it desperately needs the revenues to get the economy back on track?
Efficiency. And I'll repeat again, it's about efficiency. You see, it's not about the number of taxes you introduce. And that's why I said this growth and sustainability levy, we all appreciate that we're in a very, very difficult situation. Nobody is denying this fact. And the government definitely needs the revenue. We need the IMF quickly before things get out of hand. We appreciate it. But what happens with consultation? If government had consulted industry, if government had consulted the companies, I can bet you, I wouldn't have seen one company director saying no outright. They would definitely have come up with alternatives. A typical alternative could have been, okay, we're in difficult time, allow us to operate and then maybe increase our corporate taxes.
Okay.
So instead of taking the money before, you allow us to operate, and then at the end of the year, the mining sector and the petroleum companies already paying 35% corporation tax. So they could say, okay, allow us to operate. When we have declared a profit, we will give you 37%. You're going to add 2 more percentage to it.
The Appeals Committee of the National Democratic Congress will begin its sitting next week. The committee set up by the party will look into matters brought before it by disqualified parliamentary aspirants for redress. Citi News' Akosia Otre has more in the following report.
Marketing myself, because we know that it's not only the NDC that can win that seat. We need the floating voters, and I can tell you that most of the MPP themselves, they are disgruntled because they voted for a member of parliament and she's nowhere to be found. She's left us as orphans, and so I'm taking that opportunity to be able to fill in that gap. And so the promise is there that when I come, which is my second coming, I am going to take the seat for the first.
Your second coming on the ballot, what is your number on the ballot?
I took number 2, the second coming of Eli Plim Akrugu for Dami Kwapenya.
Clearly understood the guidelines
and we moved according to the provisions. This is not my first time, this is my second time contesting, and I had no doubt in my mind that the team would pass us. I'm done with the vetting. I picked my number.
In the Greater Accra region, over 100 parliamentary aspirants in 36 constituencies have gone through vetting by a 6-member committee. Out of the number, 3 aspirants have been disqualified, with a few yet to be approved.
The NDC, which I have served since 1998 and have officially been a member of it since 2013, has just thrown me out. And I am saying, if that is the case, because our elders have allowed SOSU and the constituency executives to undertake several machinations against me within Medina, I am declaring my independence candidature immediately. I will ensure that SOSU does not go back to Parliament. Inshallah. I have unfortunately, in a way that has been so unfair, been disqualified by the vetting committee. The vetting committee has shown its bias.
For aspirants like these, they will be given the opportunity to appear before a committee to lay down their grievances and make an appeal, which will inform a decision to be taken afterwards.
From next week, we are going to be having to look at appeal from the various regions and how the vetting has gone. And by virtue of Section 4A of the election guidelines, some of the matters would have to be referred to the National Executive Committee for redress. So those ones will come by for the consideration of the National Executive Committee. So concurrently, the appeals will be going on, and then the issues that will come, particularly those ones that involves cross-constituency. So somebody, a member of a constituency, other than the constituency where he or she is contesting an election, those matters comes before the jurisdiction of the National Executive Committee. So concurrently, all of these issues will be looked at.
Meanwhile, 3 aspirants contesting the Ayawaso West Wagon seat, John Dumelo, Frederick Nyama, and Moses Befia Champong, are yet to be vetted. They were expected to have faced the vetting committee on Monday, but the session was rescheduled to Tuesday. On Tuesday, the vetting was suspended until further notice. The decision, according to the party, is to make way for thorough investigation into the credentials filed by the 3. Subsequently, rumors emerged that the party's national executives had come to a conclusion for John Dumelo to go unopposed for the Ayawaso West Wagon seat. But, responding to the allegations, the party asked the public to ignore such reports.
It's on hold. Any information contrary to this is inaccurate. We'll meet on Tuesday as such and look into it. We have not concluded the vetting. Chairperson for that region have referred the issue to the National Executive Committee. So in effect, we are not done yet.
The National Democratic Congress also tells Citi News plans are underway to allow parliamentary aspirants in Ayawaso Central, Amasaman, and Ododo constituencies to pick up their nomination and subsequently go through vetting following an earlier exclusion.
The Deputy Ranking Member on the Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee of Parliament, Francis Xavier Sosu, says the appointment of Dr. Peter Apiahene and Hajia Salima Ahmed Tijani as board members of the Electoral Commission would undermine the independence of the institution. Speaking to Citi News, Francis Sosu says the appointment of such persons will heighten the suspicion of the manipulation of the electoral process by the NPP.
Dr. Piahene and Ahmed Tijani were appointed by President Akufo-Addo to the board of the Electoral Commission in March 2023. The appointment of the two has generated much controversy over their political affiliation with the ruling NPP. Dr. Piahene is alleged to be an NPP activist who served as a patron of the Tertiary Education Students Confederation Network TESCON, a university wing of the NPP. The Coalition of Domestic Election Observers, CODEO, in a presser urged the duo to resign to protect the cross-party trust in the commission, but that is yet to happen. Speaking to Citi News on the matter, the Member of Parliament for Medina, who doubles as the Deputy Ranking Member on the Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee of Parliament, Francis Xavier Susu, says the act would undermine the independence of the EC, hence the need for the two politically tainted individuals to resign from the board.
Any tyrant or anybody who would want to undermine the popular will of the people would first undermine independent institutions of state, because it is only when you undermine the independent institutions of state that you can undermine democracy. The reason is that the independent institutions of state are supposed to play or to work as impartial arbiters, and so if you infiltrate those impartial arbiters and dilute their mode of operation, dilute their values, then automatically you are preparing a very sordid ground to undermine your own democracy. And democracy can fail. Our democracy, the cherished democracy we have, it can fail if we fail to ensure that these independent institutions of state are indeed independent, and they are impartial, they are non-partisan, and they are filled with people who are independently minded, who haven't shown open bias, who haven't shown open affiliation to political parties. If we don't do that, then we are going to heighten the suspicion of manipulation of the electoral process. Already, the Electoral Commission does not have any good reputation when it comes to conducting free and fair elections in Ghana, as far as we in the opposition are concerned. I would agree with CODEO that, look, these people need to resign, or the president needs to recall them, or otherwise this act undermines our democracy. And any day, any time, if there's a change in government, those people cannot continue to stay there. The reason being that they have shown open bias and open affiliation to one political party.
Reporting from Parliament, my name is Ni Ayikwe Okain for Citi News.
Now, traders at the Latabiokoshi Sabunzogo market in Accra are appealing to relevant authorities to come to their aid in fixing their dilapidated structure, which is warding off buyers and posing serious danger to their lives. The following report, filed by Daniel Odro Mensah and read by Kweku Idiama Ansa, has more.
It was a scorching afternoon, and we were greeted by a pungent smell on Saturday at the Latabiokoshi Sabunzogo market. The market, according to oral tradition, was established over 50 years ago. It serves communities including Sabunzogo, Abosokai, Aigbetao, and Kwame Nkrumah flats. Sheep bleating and incessant sound from a corn mill were recurring features which pursued the Citi News team from the point of entry. It was not an arduous task to sight the near-death looking structure of the market. Parts of the roofing had ripped off. Woods which supported the iron sheets had dislocated and misaligned, exposing them in the open air. The roofing sheets were entangled in an array of cobwebs with faded paintings of the compartments of the market. A shed, which was purportedly built by the Coastal Development Authority, CODA, about 2 years ago to enable the traders to relocate, has been abandoned and serves as shelter for some community dwellers. Speaking to Citi News, Rebecca Ayoko Nai, a trader who has been selling at the market since 1983, explained that the shed built by CODA is not spacious enough to accommodate their wares.
No, but BNA market ne afi nyene. Inda BNA
1983.
Ni ake ama ene ni ne market ne ehanyeshi nye small nya baya anokwale sanini.
Anokwale market na mema wo edela emidela ni ekwekona hawo. Sarafa ntule hebora kona lem no ona ga bia ni to mo mokola. Ona mokola ayo ni fe bia. Obodi agba dala eyi wo biya. Come on, look at the house. After I told you, what Jacob.
Oh, Nichoake, NFA Naka, Benele, it's dangerous.
So, what do I was how? Got by TFA, TGP, and Conasta. Me, Interlane, it may be an inter. So I get table enemy. But I was telling I'm not fine. Bon, quand on fait un télé, de wako. Si des me fait, à quoi on paye, et de la américaine, tu as eu un bon yé mako. Maman, on est MP, boka MP, bien au sumo aussi, abassa bien ao, n'a boka MP. Beg, n'a qu'à ma waka bien abassa, agbekona, kalimoni, bien fait fort, onusi. N'a pas un maman who said biwo, tomoka, you may, I can tell how, n'a qu'à feel, I don't like bien to mokola, et to mo canesi. No babona. Maybe I won't. There are baby. It will like a Monday. How look at Tuesday. Wednesday. There are baby.
Other traders also shared their frustrations with Citi News.
A hangina, Uchimus and Chancing na a bubo hangina, Nina, assess na a near my bane, and one Casamaya found.
A patano said I know. Percy, Ebenezer, MP no buy no, or see a person on seafood from my auntie way no status or your way no. And I had 2 years too, nothing there, young Hoshe said they had to know, sir, Patano to young year, and I am not one to a home. And so tired, and so baby, sir, a chapatam wants to say, they won't so anymore. And see, we are slab brown and so on, bound on by Shannon, and ye my. I got pay a best in the gown. It's English 50. Kula leno eji kemi bono liko le femo ke koyo wono mukubanye price no pen won tana san wo ke
bonne tenya fionye ite
wo so ko pete mo te ne ke ko ke ni bi eso nu ya gba ni bi fe fo e bi o fe ofo ya gba mi e ko be kura no ba nyo duma ka o tale ba gbe an lo den ke da bi o ni bi fe fo
mini amlan lo efe
oh, I'm back work at Bafe. I'm a fake, I'm a bad on.
Meanwhile, a buyer indicated that she does not buy from the market, especially when it rains as a result of the state of the market.
This place, there's a lot of work to be done here, especially the structure of the market. The government needs to reconstruct it. When it rains, it's like you don't feel like coming to the market because of the floor and the water gets stuck at some point. So the market there, at least where they sell the meat, that place is very bad.
What would you say with regard to that?
The government or the MC or whoever is in charge here, they should come to the aid of these people. At times coming here is very bad, but because of the things, some are affordable compared to our area, so we want to come. But when it rains, for me, it's that I don't come at all.
The assembly member for the electoral area within the Ablekuma Central Municipality, Yakubu Abani Asoke, indicated they will be meeting the leadership of the traders forthwith to discuss their relocation.
You know, this market has been in existence over, I'll say, 80 years now, this market. And I was born and bred over here. This is where we play, we do a lot. I was grown in this market. And during the late CS crop, he came to construct what you are seeing now. So that will be 1996, thereabout 98, thereabout, that this market shade was constructed. So we got to a time that we thought it wise that, you know, everything needs renovation. Whatever that will keep long, it has to be renovated. So under the leadership of my chief executive, Honorable Mariam Amuikale, you know, went in for Kuda for them to come and construct a new shed for them. So that we have to do it gradually. You know, the place, there's no space, and the traders here, you know, there are many. So we have to construct about 2 shades, move them in so that we can have access to renovate or break this one and then rebuild it. So that is what is at hand now.
And looking at what you have done, okay, the structure that you have built for them, one will ask, why have they refused to move in?
Actually, after construction of this shade, first of all, I have to say it has to be commissioned, but it's long overdue. There's something that we call, you can do it and then later do the commissioning, because looking at the state that they are in now. So we pleaded with the leadership of the market, that they should move in, at least for their own safety. They should move in so that we can have access to break or remove those shades. But you know, a series of meetings have went on, but yes, we are still pleading to them. As the chairman said, the chairman of the Meat Sellers Association said, you know, some are claiming what we are giving them now is too small for them. You know, some were occupying about 2-3 shades, and you are giving him 1. It seems it's a problem to them. So, but we said no. They should take it first. You can be there, and if there's any collapse or something should fall on you, you will see that with all your 3 shades or whatever that you are claiming, it will be in vain. So you take the one first, your safety will be there. When we finish constructing, we will consider and then add another shade to whoever is claiming that the place is too small. But yes, still, we are still dialoguing. That's why we are assembling. Assembly, at least we need to dialogue. It is because of the people that we are there. So we'll dialogue with them. Hopefully, I believe we'll smoke peace pipe at the end of the day, and then very soon they'll move into these shades.
He also expressed hope that the traders will understand the need to relocate as soon as possible.
And we'll do the place nicely. You see that it will even attract customers for them to buy. So why not? We'll sit down with them. They are not difficult people. Our parents, they are listening parents, listening women here. We'll talk to them, and then I believe they will comply and then move in so that we can have access to develop the old structure.
How soon?
Oh, I said with immediate effect. So when I said with immediate effect, today is Tuesday. So roughly we'll start engaging them this week. This week we'll engage them. We'll have a stakeholders meeting and then engage them. Make sure, if possible, if they will bear with us by next month, they should move in to that side so that this place can be renovated.
You're still watching the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV, still to come. Pupils of Kare St. Joseph Primary School appealed to the government to help rehabilitate the classroom block after heavy rains destroyed portions of the facility. We'll bring you more after this break. Please stay with us.
Ramadan Easter promotion.
Electoral Ghana Limited is offering you quality products from Samsung, Toshiba, Nasco, and Media. Choose your choice. Media AC, Samsung AC, Nasco AC. With 229 Ghana cedis, get yourself a Nasco gas stove. Buy one, get one free. So stocks last. With 1,099 Ghana cedis, a Nasco television is yours. Grab your TV ranging from 32 inches, 40 inches to 98 inches. I tell you.
Simply put it, all types of refrigerators and washing machines, microwaves, and sound bars are available this Easter and Ramadan.
Electoral Ghana Limited Easter promotion. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Celebrate your Easter holidays at La Palm Royal Beach Hotel from the 7th to the 10th April 2023. We call it the Weekend Thrill. Good Friday, 7th April is the African Cuisine Buffet Dinner. Holy Saturday, 8th April is the Oriental Night Buffet. The special Easter Sunday Buffet is on the 9th of April. We also have a special Easter Sunday Buffet at the Ghanaian Village Restaurant and American Delight Buffet Dinner at the Continental Restaurant. Easter Monday by La Palm Poolside with grills, whilst the children play at the Kids Park. Enjoy our rooms for $130 single and $150 for double occupancy. Call 0577-665964 for advanced reservations. La Palm Royal Beach Hotel, uniquely golden, traditionally Ghanaian.
Finally, anyone can become a house owner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You Go Flip, a real estate gaming platform that allows you to play and stand a chance of winning a house or cash or consolidated prizes, such as savings towards a house. Simple and easy to play. Visit www.yougoflip.com. Buy a ticket to enter the game. Wait for the end of the game to enjoy the win. Anyone can win. Flip it or own it. You Go Flip. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Play responsibly, not for persons below 18 years, and gaming can be addictive.
Yeah, welcome back to the Citi Newsroom. Let's bring you more stories now, as a group calling itself Nanung Youth for Development has invaded the construction site of the company working on the Bimbilla Town Dual Carriage Road as part of the Eastern Corridor Expansion Project. According to the youth, the contractor has deliberately reduced the size of the road because structures that were earmarked for demolition to enable smooth construction have currently not been touched, hence the action. They urge the contractor to ensure that all structures earmarked for demolition are to make way, all structures earmarked are demolished to make way for the original demarcation of the road. There is more in the following report by Mohammed Aminu Alabira.
Across the country, the issue of roads has been the concern for many. While some are fortunate to have good roads, others are complaining bitterly about the poor state of their roads. In Bimbilla, in the Nanumba North municipality in the northern region, the town is lucky to fall within the Eastern Corridor catchment. It is within Lot 6 and the stretch is almost done. Currently, from Damankung in the Oti region through Bimbilla, Yendi to Gushago, the road is almost complete. The contractors are currently busy working on the Bimbilla and Yendi town dual carriage. In Bimbilla, some youth feel that the original demarcation of the road is being reduced, as some structures originally marked for demolition are for now left out, a situation they describe as worrying. The Nanumba Youth for Development are unhappy about the state of work ongoing and are demanding accountability. The youth, on 2 different occasions, invaded the construction site demanding an explanation. Some of the leaders of the group have been speaking to Citi News.
Our major concern and focus is about structures that are alongside the roads. And then it is giving the contractor a headache as to the way to expand it. Considering those structures that are along the Eastern Corridor route, it's part of the road plans. And that is what the youth are agitating of. Those structures have to be pulled down. Because as at the time, government of Ghana and then the international bodies were into agreement, all those structures were taken into consideration. Today, what are they telling us? What are they telling us? Where has the money gone to? We want to find out from the authority within the municipal, including the MC himself. He should come out and explain the road plan to us. We have not seen anywhere within the northern region where a construction of this caliber is being staged, and there is no site plan that is being displayed for people to see.
4 days ago, the youth came out, and they were complaining about the nature and manner of the way they are doing the road. The nature and manner with regards to the construction of the road. We are looking at how the gutters are being constructed. Starting from here, you see that they are bringing it and they stop it here, and they've started another one, which is not connecting. It is not connecting. They are all different things altogether. We don't understand, we don't know the details of the road because they've not shown anything to us. At least there should have been a signboard stating everything that is going to be done in the municipal so that we can relate to it. But we are not seeing anything. Now the gutters are being constructed, and we came out and said they should redo it, they should reconsider it. They told us they would do it as we want it. Now they just demolished the wall yesterday, and today they have started doing the same thing.
Resident engineer of the
Now, pupils of Kari St. Joseph Primary School in the Talensa district of the Upper East region are appealing to the government to rehabilitate or build a new classroom block for them following a rainstorm last month. Heavy rainstorm on March 21, 2023 destroyed the entire Kari St. Joseph Primary School, bringing a halt to academic work in the school. As basic schools reopened on Friday, the pupils who were found loitering about feared the situation could disrupt academic work and called on government to swiftly intervene.
The Kari St. Joseph Primary School was built in 1951 by the Catholics to expand the access of education to rural communities. Since then, the school has never received any major maintenance and as a result became a threat to pupils. However, on March 21, 2023, a heavy rainstorm destroyed the entire school, compelling the Talensi District Education Directorate to order pupils to stay home till the reopening of the second term. Pupils who reported to school on the reopening day of the second term expressed worry at the absence of classrooms for their studies.
Our school the roofing has removed, and we want the government to repair our school. We are not in class because the roofing has removed. If we enter, the sun will reach us. We will not learn. We will not get to the place to sit down. Our school are spoiled, and we want the government to come and repair and build new school for us. To come and learn and read and write. Because of the rain and the wind, that is why the school has spoiled.
Our school things have removed, so we cannot come here and be sitting outside and learn. So we need the government to help us to build our schools so that we can sit and learn.
Prior to the heavy storm, a contract for the construction of a 3-unit classroom block for the school was awarded to a contractor in 2019 under the National Development Authority, but works on the project stalled since 2019. Assembly member for Gwigo Kari Electoral Area, Richard Yimble, said if the NDA classroom block was completed, the situation would have had minimal impact on academic work.
We have to close them.
And that will be all for today's edition of the Citi Newsroom here on Citi TV. Our website, citinewsroom.com, has more information on our top stories and more. Subscribe to CityTube on YouTube for more exclusive video content from Citi TV. You can also watch Citi TV on DSTV channel 363 and on GoTV channel 182. My name is Michael Ogbodu. Thank you for watching. As always, please stay safe.
you.